Another project that is in the grips, let's see, that's the Georgia,
Georgia Road Improvement Program.
Georgia Road Improvement Program. What they would do is to relocate State Route 32 along Robert B. Lee. And what that would do is it would take all, even though this is going to be a local truck route, Lovers Lane and Robert B. Lee, this will take all your through traffic out of the downtown area. Here again, this is another thing that you want to do is to remove all your truck traffic and through traffic as much as possible out of this intersection here, because that's going to be your focus for the downtown area.
Let me make sure I'm clear, Robert. You're saying taking all the truck traffic through. When you say through traffic, you're talking about traffic that's not stopping in Leesburg for any reason. They're going on through to go someplace else.
That's correct.
So you're not talking about somebody that you want to stop and shop or go to the courthouse or whatever.
This is, let me just take a minute to focus on the downtown area. This is just a schematic at this time that, showing a dual left turn lane here. That's kind of what's in that, on that plan too. But then also taking the parking off of here and putting it back here. I do have a parking study that I'll pass around that was completed by GCA if you want to take a look at that. And so what the plan is to take the parking or the storage area out back of the courthouse and to go ahead and make additional parking back here, and then beautify this area here with parks and green space, and then I think in addition to that we want to put some green space here and work with do something with the train station. The train station is another DOT project that just includes just the train station, not the area around it. So we need another type of study to include that. Let's see, I had another study here too.
On the relocation 32, or when is that going to be done? Any idea?
That's in the long-range plan. It might be in 10 years, but it all depends on what the local interest is and so forth and so on.
What do you mean by local?
5 years ago, it was in 10 years. I mean, they dated me up because of something because I'm on 32 inside the city limits, and the lady actually went down there and met with me, and she's saying that their plan at that point, like I said, this was 5 years ago, and she was saying 10 years, so it's going to get back.
Well, there's only so much funding that the DOT has, and it's federal funds that would be used for that. And so when projects are, existing projects that are in the DARTS plan, and they have that for 6 years, if they're in the DARTS plan, then those have priorities. Now, this is in the long-range plan. I can tell you what number it is. Just a second. It's number 12 of the long-range plan, and the construction on that is about $50 million. So it's got a ways to go before it gets. See, that's just the long-range plan. It's got to get into the DARTS plan to really get federal funding.
Bob,
Yes.
question. On the dual turn lane will be right there, but back up, like you're coming from 91, 95, will that just be a single lane coming in?
Right, that'll be a single lane. Now,
How?
yeah.
I guess what that will do, is that calculated to get more people through the line?
Right. What happens now with this dual left turn lane? You only have one lane,
So people are merged.
and they merge. This isn't going to necessarily be the total people realize that, you know, if you go out Robert B. Lee now, we don't have backup. So traffic has a way of finding where, you know, they have the least amount of resistance. Now, when we get this bypass put in, here again, the Leesburg bypass, a lot more people are going to use this, and that's going to take more people off 195. In fact, that won't be 195 anymore. This will be 195. The bypass will be 195. So all your trucks, all the trucks will use that, and all the through traffic that doesn't want to get, you know, congested downtown. So that makes it more of a downtown atmosphere, a relaxed atmosphere, I think, than what you have right now with all the log trucks coming through and back. So it's really the three things: trying to fix up this area, you know, with that plant, doing the bypass, and the Robert B. Lee. Those three things should do a lot to improve the traffic situation downtown.
What about pedestrian walkways? If you look at the picture down there, I know today there's a lot of pedestrian that goes across the railroad track going from, you know, the east side of the railroad track over. There's also, I see a lot of wheelchairs, the motorized wheelchairs that are going across there now. And it doesn't look like there's any kind of, with the exception of right there by the courthouse, it doesn't look like there's any kind of pedestrian walkway leading them from that point over to the other point. Is that going to be addressed?
That is right. That will be addressed. In fact, through the DARTS plan again, we have a bicycle pedestrian study, and we're meeting with the consultants again. We met with them once, and we'll be meeting with them again October 12th, I think it is, to discuss these type of issues. So.
And I see it, I see it today a lot. I know a lot of them are special needs people that I'm seeing trying to walk, because they walk everywhere they need, they walk versus driving. And I mean, it's just, you know, I mean, I walk that way too. But I mean, them especially are taking their, I mean, there's just nothing for them to get across. You just have to just kind of
Feel your way across.
yeah, I mean, I walked to City Hall the other day for the meeting from my house, and I was like, okay, you know, and there's nothing to make people stop for anybody.
Is this tracker man?
No.
Is it in use?
It's in use,
Oh, yeah.
and but there's a lot, you know, I think these.
What bothers me about this map is it doesn't show a railroad track in there, or a railroad crossing.
Well,
And I mean, it's just not easy to get across it, but that intersection right there going from where the 32 comes up and you merge from down to 19, it's very busy, and I mean, there's no designated pedestrian, nothing right now to you know, put pedestrians first. And we have an awful lot of pedestrians, I mean, a lot,
Well,
not just a few, a lot.
let me ask you something. If you had something that said you could cross here out of the roadway, for pedestrian, not necessarily elevated crossing. I know that could get really crazy. But if they had something on it, could that be added to their project?
It's just not safe. I mean, honestly.
With KB, with the courthouse, road back on.
I mean, even if we make one pedestrian, we make one clear path or one direction, because they've got the pedestrian walkway to get them, you know, to that side of 19. If you flow across, you know, from the government building, you've got the walkway, you go to the curves around. Of course, it ends kind of right there, and you have to go through the parking lot to get to the other side. But at least it's a little bit safer that way. You go across the courthouse, at least there's one clear path that these people can make. I think it'd be better not have anything.
Yeah. And you said there's a pedestrian, I mean, you have a ped plan for back up in here, right?
right. Well, no, actually, it's going to be all of Leesburg, all of Albany, and all of Lee County from Lumpkin Road down.
Does the bike ped plan address this right here on, you know? I'm not trying to put you on the spot, I'm just saying.
Well, I think think we discussed it at the last
It does,
meeting.
it's there, and also it's down by railroad tracks on White Trail. I mean, it's theoretical stuff,
Here?
yeah. I mean, and what we're doing right now, what we got permission for, is putting pedestrians right here. And so we're getting this far. What we're doing now is just right here, we're not messing with railroad tracks, we're getting permission to do anything right here, is that right?
But I'm talking about past road, I'm just talking about,
So-
right now, people are cutting.
Right, so-
They cut across.
Well,
the-
I don't know, dark lane that we're working on also. We can't get anywhere with them, there's just preliminary. They're talking about doing a trail down here so they can get downtown, south of town, to the post office or something without getting
Yeah.
on the highway.
On the highway.
So you have this in our plan we're doing now, then in the future, a trail here, which will connect here. I mean,
That's what there's some.
It's all theoretical.
Well, you know what they're doing now, they come down the walkway, and then they cross over near the end of the curve there, the center part, and then they go up a little hill, cross over the railroad track, and then they go cut across by where Jack Force, the old gas station is, that's where they're cutting across, there's a path, there's a very real big path right there. And I mean, they're trying to stay away from the intersection where the main traffic is, because they feel safer doing that when they do walk in.
Well, I don't think they're gonna allow the road getting wide right there. Is that what you're into, trying to get more turn lanes and stuff, you know?
They were pretty reluctant to let us do anything.
Who's that?
The railroad. But we do have,
I just didn't want that to not be part of somehow that, part of what, because it like it had been addressed, and, you know, that's why I brought it up.
That's indifferent.
like I said, we'll have a meeting with the consultants on the 12th, and you're certainly invited to.
The 12th of September?
12th of October, yes. If you like,
That's
I'll
not the 12th.
email you and let you know where it is and where it's
That's,
at.
I mean, I just feel like that's a huge, I mean,
I agree.
I not just live it, I see it, and I mean, you know, driving as much across that way, I also have to, we just learn to be wary of it. There's a lot of special needs people that are using that way to go to the store because they walk everywhere they go, or they are in their motorized wheelchairs.
And I'm not trying to cut you off, but let's move on. I think we've identified an issue that needs to be addressed, Bob, and we'll figure out some way to do it, but I don't think we can solve that tonight.
Yeah.
We've got a quarter study that we've completed, and I'll pass this around to you. This ties into, the quarter study goes along US 19 and US 82.
Oh, let me ask you, are these studies available at a website anywhere?
I guess we could get them on the website. They're not available right now. I mean,
Bob, if you'll get them to me, I will get them online.
anyway, we got US 19. We got a quarter study along there, and we also have a quarter study along US 82. The purpose of these studies are for access management, for landscaping,
Studies on the website.
for gateways, and for architectural and signage. But what we plan to do with these quarter studies is utilize that for the next transportation enhancement grants that are coming up, which Weekender is going to be worth $1 million, and we were suggesting that the city of Leesburg does one for $1 million. They have to contribute $200,000. What you can do with that, if you look at the quarter study, you can put pavers in, you can put landscaping, you can put lighting, more stuff to do with the pedestrians. There's a whole lot of things you can do that enhance, like you're talking about, and we're just getting started with that. We're putting in the grants now. And then, but $200,000 has got to, as a matching fund, has got to come up down the road, and I would suggest that's something that you need to all consider.